Okay, I want to make sure it's recording. Okay, here's the lesson. Here's the lesson for special. Again, you don't have to copy it right now. You can watch the video later. Special right triangles, and so that's why I'm going to go a little bit quicker, okay? So because I know you're not worrying about copying right now. Special right triangles, solving radical equations. Okay, and you know that this word radical is another fancy word for a square, like when you have a root like this. That's what this radical thing means, right? Okay, so we learned these. The way I kind of showed you on the last class how to solve these, how to look at these. It was kind of more like mental math, right? Like number one, like this, right? We just did these on the warm up, right? Like number one, if I have x root 2 equals 10. Okay, now right now we're solving it this kind of mental math kind of way. I don't want you to do that anymore. It's good that you can do it. For some of these you can do it and it'll work out. But then I'm going to show you how it doesn't work all the time, right? So again, how did I tell you to look at this? Well, what times root 2 can give me this answer 10, right? And then I've been telling you to do what? If this is a square root of 2, you always need the other one. You always need the other one, right? Now that makes it a 2. Now this together makes it a whole number 2. And then the question is 2 times what? Can 2 times something give me a 10? Yeah, the answer, or the number I need is 5, right? And this is a fancy way of saying 5 times 2. And then we get the 10, right? So my answer for x, right? Remember, what's x? The answer is not 5. What's this part that I need here? Is what? That's your answer for x, not just the 5, okay? So we got x equals 5 root 2. Okay, that's good that you can do that, and that's okay if you can figure it out mentally and it works out okay. But what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't work out? So watch here. What if you have something like this? Number one, what if I have x root 2 equals 3? How are you going to do this? How am I going to figure this out? I know I always have to put, right, I'm trying to figure out what goes there. What times root 2 gives me 3? Well, right now, without thinking anything, I know that I always have to what? I mean, no matter what's over here, I always have to complete this number. I always have to get a 2, right? I need to make this a whole number. It's 2. But 2 times
1.5?
No, we're not going to go there. We're not going to, but you're right, but we're not going to go there. You see, this one doesn't work out. My point is it doesn't work out. You guys see it? Like 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. It doesn't work. It doesn't go in. Okay? So this is why I'm going to show you how to solve it without kind of doing this mental way, because it doesn't always work out. For easy ones, it works out. But it doesn't work all the time. So I'm going to show you how to solve algebraically. Okay? So watch here. This is what you're going to do with today's assignment. Solve algebraically, not mentally, okay? It's gonna have a similar approach. Okay, here it is. Let's start with something really easy, and I'm gonna go fast. Number one, if I have forget about radicals for a bit. If I have 3x equals 12, I mean, come on. This is like pre-algebra, algebra 1, right? You know how to solve this. 3x equals 12. Well, I just divide by 3 and I just divide by 3, right? And you get x equals 12 over 3. And 12 can be divided by 3. Okay, the answer is 4. Now, are you always going to get perfect answers? No, you're not always going to get perfect answers. Let me do another one. Again, we don't have any radicals right now. What if I tell you 3x equals 5? Don't tell me you don't know how to do that. Just because 3 can go into 12 means you can do it. But when 3 doesn't go into 5, you're going to tell me you can't do it? You still do it. This is math. You still follow your steps. What are the steps? Well, remember, your job is to get x by itself. You're trying to solve for x. So you just keep the steps. You divide by 3 and you divide by 3. You guys agree? Yeah. Your job is to isolate x. You're not always going to get a nice answer. Okay, so you're going to get x equals 5 over 3. I mean, and that's it. You're going to get some fractions sometimes. That's it. Your job is to solve for x. Okay? And always check to see if it can be reduced. It can. It can. Okay, one more. What if I have this? Number 3. What if I have 2x equals 7 root 3? What if I have 2x equals 7 root 3? I don't care about this. I don't care what this number is. If I'm just solving for x, my job is just to get x by itself. You're not always going to get these perfect answers, okay? So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to divide by 2, right? Because I'm trying to get x by itself. Whatever's number here, I have to divide it out. Whatever I divide here on one side of the equation, you divide on the other side of the equation. Yeah? And then you get x equals what? Well, you get this. That's your answer. It looks a little funny or challenging or difficult, but that's the answer. The answer is 7 root 3 over 2, like that. Okay? Is that okay so far? Does that make sense? Angel, what do you think? Are we okay so far?
Yeah, I kind of understand now.
Well, I haven't done anything new. You should know how to do this. I haven't
Yeah,
started.
no, but like on the other one,
No, don't think about and the other one. No. Just which one? 2 or 3? Or which one are you talking about?
no, it's fine. It was just like kind of because like 2x and 7 to the root of 3, square root of 3.
That's it. That's what happens. Just leave it like that. Let me do one more real quick because you'll see some like this, okay? All right. I haven't showed you the new stuff. You should know how to solve for this, right? Let me go to number 4. Number 4. What if I have 2x equals 8 root 5? See, you just have to make sure that this is a whole number because this is the one that you want to divide. Don't worry if there's a radical over here. Don't worry about that. You just worry about getting x alone, isolating and solving for x, right? Don't worry about all this over here. Can I undo this 2 right here? Yeah. What are your steps? What are your steps here to just get x by itself? Divided by what? Divide this by 2. If I divide anything on this side by 2, I got to divide everything on this side by 2. Right? So your answer is going to be this. X is equal to... Oh, wait a minute. X is equal to 8 root 5 over 2. Okay. Yeah, that's your answer, but here's where I'm going to tell you to always check this. It didn't happen on number 3, but always check this. If the whole numbers, never the one inside here, never the one inside the radical, but if this whole number can reduce with this whole number, that's when you simplify it, when you reduce it. 8 divided by 2 is what? Or 2 goes into 2 once and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay, so in this case, it does reduce. The answer is 4 root 5. Right, when you have a 1 in the bottom, you don't have to write it.
Mister,
Yeah.
is it okay if I just ask you like a random problem and maybe you can do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I'm going to build up to, let's see, go ahead. What's your problem?
I was just gonna say, like, what about if you did x square root of 7 equals to 4?
Okay, that's where I'm going. That's exactly what I'm gonna do next, okay? All right? Now I'm gonna save this for you, and I bet you in less than 5 minutes you can solve it, okay? Okay. All right. Here's my point, you guys. Up to number 4, the reasons why these are all so easy is because this is a whole number. When this is a whole number, you can just divide. When this is a whole number, we just divide. You guys agree that once I have this a whole number, I could just divide it and that's it, I'm done? And then just whatever's on this side, that's kind of your answer unless you can simplify it. When this is a whole number, this is so easy to finish, right? And I think it's Darren that just asked, okay, mister, yeah, but what if it's not? What if it's a radical here? Am I correct, Darren? Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm going. Okay.
Mister,
Yeah,
were you gonna record this?
I am recording it.
Oh, it's 'cause I didn't see the red up circle on the bottom.
No, that's the other one. It's up here. It better be. Okay. Here it goes. Here it goes. Okay, now I'm going to show you. All right. Here's the new stuff. Here's the one that has those radicals that Darren's talking about and that you guys are going to see in your work today, okay? And I want you to solve it this way. Don't do it the mental way because those easy ones aren't going to be there anymore all the time. Here it goes. Number 1. What if it doesn't have a number and it says x root 3 equals 5? You know, whatever, something like this. See? Okay. Does everybody agree that is not a whole number? It's not. It's not a whole number. This is what I want you to do. You're going to make it a whole number. How can I make this a whole number? It's a square root of 3. It's not 3. I need it to just be a 3. Or if it's a 2, I need it to be a 2. Or if it's a 6, I want it to be a whole number. I'm just going to tell you. Remember I told you with equations, whatever you do to one side is fine as long as you do it to the other side? Okay. So there is a way in math to make this a 3. Guess what? I'm going to multiply this side by another one. I'm going to multiply this side by a root 3, which means that I have to do the same thing to this side. Whatever this is, multiply another one to this side of the equation, and multiply it to the other side. So what do I have left? What's the square root of 3 times the square root of 3? Isn't it 3? Yeah. What is x times 3 or 3 times x? I got 3x. You see, this is a very smart and tricky way. You won't see this in any books or worksheets. This is just the way that I found that students learn it better. If I can make this a 3, I got 3x. And now what's left on this side? 5 root 3. You guys agree? Yeah. Now it's easy to solve. Now you can easily solve for x because it's a whole number. See, I couldn't do it here. You couldn't do it here because it's not a whole number. Make it a whole number. We do this little trick right here and make it a whole number. Now I can easily solve for x. What do I have to do to solve for x? What do I do to solve for x if it has a 3 times x? Divide by 3, divide by 3. This is your answer here. X is equal to 5 root 3 over 3. Okay. I know you're still not, we'll do a couple more. Let's do the one that Darren just asked for. Let's see something he said. X root 7 equals 4. Yeah? If this is not a whole number, you're going to make it a whole number. What can I do to make this a whole number 7? What do I have to do to both sides? Darren, what do I do?
Put the square root of 7.
Yes, multiply. You need 2 of them. So I'm going to multiply by another root 7. And if I do it to this side, you have to also do it to this side. That is it. That is the little trick. There is another way. There is another way that math books, or even if you go to YouTube, there is another way that they show you how to do this. Remember I showed you earlier on the worksheet for pre-calculus, it says solve 3 different ways. The other way is much more complicated and it takes much more steps. This is I'm telling you, I'm showing you the easiest and most effective way. But you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. Why am I doing this? Because I want it to be a whole number. Isn't this going to be a 7 and then 7 times x? I'll get 7x. Yes. Yes, that's why you're doing it. You're doing it so that you get a whole number and then you'll be easily be able to multiply by a whole number. I'm sorry, not multiply, divide. This will give me 7x. 7x equals 4 root 7. Now you can easily finish this problem. How do you solve for x? Tell me, how do I solve for x? Divide by what? The whole number 7. Okay? So you'll get x is equal to 4 root 7 over 7. Now remember, when you get answers like this, see both of these look like this crazy fraction. Always check only if the whole numbers can reduce. You can never reduce this and this. A radical 3 is not the same as a 3. Radical 3 is like 1.17, or I don't know what the heck it is. But these cannot reduce. Only these whole numbers, if they can reduce, you do it. Not this one with this one. Let's try another one. Number 3. What if I have x root 2 equals 8? Now I know some of you can do this in your head the mental way, but forget about it. Let's just do it the way I'm telling you. Let's do it this algebraic way. What is the first thing we're gonna do? I need this to be a whole number 2. Always multiply it by another one of these. Multiply by root 2, multiply by root 2. Right? Then what's left here? 2x. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2, and x is your variable. Equals what? Equals 8 root 2. And now we can easily solve for x. Now that I have my whole number, I can easily do what? Let me write it again. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Here's what I got left. I get x is equal to 8 root 2 over 2. Is that our final answer? Somebody tell me if that's the final answer. Or should you always check something? Not the final answer. Always check if these can reduce. Can that reduce? 8 divided by 2?
4.
4 root 2. Okay, what do you guys think? Should I do another one, or you think you got it?
I think I got in this.
Okay, I'll do another one super fast. Super duper fast. Number 4. Number 4, last one. X root 6 equals 9. Yeah? So how, I don't want, that's right. I don't want this, I want this a whole number 6, not a radical 6. What can I do to make it a whole number 6? Multiply both sides by what? Another one, right? Another one here and another one here. What's left here? 6x equals, what's left here? 9 root 6. Now that it's a whole number, you can easily solve for x. How do you solve for x? Divide by 6, divide by 6. There it is. You got x by itself. X is equal to 9 root 6 over 6. Somebody tell me if that's the final answer.
No,
No, very good. Why not?
because you could reduce it.
Very good. 9 cannot be divided by 6, but there's another number that can
They
reduce
can be
these
divided by 3.
by 3. So 3 goes into 9 3 times. All right. That is correct. Good job, guys. Final answer for this one is 3 root 6 over 2. Correct. All right. So the assignment is there. Let me stop this. I bet